When was the last time someone insisted on you? Not invited you, not said, if you're free, but insisted, saying, you're coming. No, I want you there. Tell me what's really going on. When was the last time that happened? This video is inspired by an essay that I wrote on Substack about adult friendships. So here's my theory. At some point in adulthood, we confuse emotional withdrawal with respect. We think we're being virtuous, and we call it boundaries, we call it maturity, we call it giving space. And I think there are two main reasons for this. One is that we are afraid of being unwanted. The second one is that we are afraid of being bothersome. But they kind of go hand in hand. So perhaps you have felt this. When you say, for example, whatever works for you, what you actually mean is, I don't want to risk you choosing something else. When you say, hey, no pressure, but what you mean is, I can't really tell if I matter or if I'm being annoying. We have become experts at pre-rejecting ourselves before anyone can decide that we are too much. And now I think we build up to this. It's something we are trained into. We grow up on don't double text, don't look desperate, don't be clingy, don't care more than they do. And so now insistence can feel humiliating, and following up can feel like being annoying, but there are costs to this. Intimacy requires friction, and we have eliminated friction. We have confused comfort and low effort with connection. And now we often seem to think that intimacy dies because life gets busy. To an extent, I think there is some truth to that, but intimacy does not die from a lack of time. It dies from a lack of insistence. Earlier, friendships had stamina. People asked things again. They opened up more. They asked follow-ups. Now it's very short answers like, oh, it's all good. Yeah, he's nice. Taking it day by day. Now let me share this personal little story. A friend of mine asked me, hey, so how is everything with you? And I honestly said, I'm not good, I'm not bad, I'm all right. And I think somewhere I wanted her to ask me, or to tell me, hey, that did not sound very convincing. But she didn't. The conversation just moved on. And I don't necessarily blame her, because I don't really do that either anymore. I think I'm too scared to. But it made it clear to me that we are all politely abandoning each other. When we don't follow up, or we don't push even the slightest, we don't insist, something small dies between you. And perhaps you can both feel it, but you never name it. And I think that's very telling of adult friendships, where nothing is really explosive, but the friendships just thin out. And now I want to share a more positive story as well, which was quite surprising to me. So a friend of mine who's been going through some stuff was at work, and a colleague of hers asked her how she was doing. And my friend was like, yeah, I'm fine. And the colleague didn't verbally insist, but she said, do you want me to just hug you? Let's have a long hug. And my friend was like, you know what, that would be nice. And they hugged. It was long, it was sweet and friendly and somehow healing, she told me. And that is so rare. Now, do we always want a hug? Do we always want someone to push? No. But we never even get the chance to say yes to such things because it's so rarely offered. We say we want deep friendship, but deep friendship requires repetition, intrusion, memory, risk. It requires saying, no, tell me. Hey, I'm not done with that answer. You seem different lately. And we don't. Because being easy is what's being rewarded. And being invested is kind of embarrassing. And now maybe the problem is not that adult friendships are weaker. Maybe it's that we are terrified of being the one who cares more.